Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia, and I am so happy to have you stop by today. We have a terrific technique, technique that we want to share with you today, and it is creative cutout borders. Oh my goodness, you're going to love it, really, because it doesn't take very many supplies to do this, and everyone has stamps and ink and paper, and so I think you're really going to like it. Now, I'm so happy. Today is such a beautiful day here in southern New Mexico, so we're going to let a few people pop on, but we're having a really pretty day, even though we have kind of shelter in place, and so everyone is staying at home. And it's just a perfect opportunity for us all to get together and craft. So I hope that you're going to stop by today and craft with us. My sister and I have this going, and she's going to be the moderator. And so she's going to be answering all your questions and chiming in. And so join us. Let's have a great day. Chat. Let us know where you're from. And remember, when we do our lives, we always like to start with a saying. And so, our saying for today is, let's look at this. Oh, let me get it on the right side. If you have the power to make someone happy, do it. The world needs more of that. Isn't that the truth? Oh my goodness. Share some love and sunshine to people. And so if you're joining us from the rebroadcast on YouTube, well, welcome. We are so excited because we hit 500 subscribers. Yay! Oh my goodness, that means so much to us. And so if we can get some people popping on, we might have a surprise or two, but we're going to wait and see. And we also want to enlist your help. Help us grow our channel. We would love to reach 1,000 crafters because YouTube loves, that's a magic number with YouTube, 1,000 crafters. And so please share if you like us, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and share and subscribe and help us grow our channel. We would really appreciate it. But you know what? You probably want to see one of the cards that we've made. We actually have 7 cards to share, and we're going to make one for Easter, and I know you're going to love it. But I want you to look at this one first. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, do you see this cutout right here? See that cutout? So creative, right? It's so creative. And guess what? You only need scissors. You don't have the die set that matches this flower set, right? You just need a pair of scissors. So we are going to go down. That's just one of our cards. We are going to go down and show you how to make an Easter card. So let's head down to our crafting table and let's get started. Let's see. There we have it. Yay! Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is, let's put some paper down, right, so that we don't mess up our table. And you're going to need to have, just cut a base card, 8.5 by 5.5, and score it at 4 1/4. And then, of course, we're going to use an inside card, right? We're just going to glue that down, and that's just to give it a pretty color, because wait till you see this adorable little set we're going to use. Look at that. Look at those cute little guys. Aren't they adorable? Oh, we love them. And I'm going to show you a card that we made with this little chickadee. And it is like so cute. Your little nieces, nephews, oh my goodness, children will love this. And you know what we did? We actually created a background using this, and we sent a little kit to our nieces and nephews so that they could color it. So I just know that you will like this cute little Easter stamp set. So here we have it. We have our card, right? And I'm just going to use the lamb right now because we already did like the little chickie I told you. So we are just going to ink it up with some Memento, right? Because we're going to use those alcohol markers, and we don't want it to bleed. So we're just going to stamp the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that in close so that you can see. We're going to ink it up one more time, and we're just going to tilt him just a little bit. Okay. And now we're just going to tilt him the other way, maybe just a little bit like that. And you're like, okay. But wait till we color it. Now, we're going to go ahead and color it first. And we're going to use our blends. Now, look at these blends that we have. We love Stampin' Up! Blends, right? They just blend so pretty. And the way we're going to blend it is we're going to use, this is light Calypso Coral. We're going to use this for the little bow on the little lamb, and it's light Poppy Parade. And you can use any color that you have, right? And then we're going to use dark crumb cake or really light crumb cake. I think it's going to be, yeah, light crumb cake, just to do a little bit of the shading. So let's see how we want to do that. I'm just going to test it first to make sure that I have the right color. Yes. And we're just going to go just a little bit around the edges, right? Now, you know, a lot of people go with the light first. I just prefer to go with the dark first, but you can certainly do it however you want. And we are just going to go in. I'm going to put just a little bit of shading on his face. We are going to now come in with this very light color that we told you about. And we are just going to create some circles. Now we're going to do his ears pink. So we are going to do that. And what you do on this shading is you just turn the card and you just keep going over it until it's the color that you want. So that really there's not much there, but a little bit so that it looks like shading. We just love to shade with these blends. Well, you know, I was thinking earlier, and I was going to ask everybody, when you come on, have you read any good books lately? I mean, this is a perfect time, right, to read books, and we love to read. I haven't read any books lately, but I was looking for a good book to read. So as you hop on, if you'll tell me if you've read any good books lately, we could share that way. So we're just going to go over a little bit more. And I'm going to come in with a pink, and I'm going to color his ears just a little bit. Just a little bit. And so then I'm going to come back in, and I'm just going to go over very lightly, just to use those blends so that that's really more of a shade than it is. Now we're going to use our darker color to color his little hooves, right? So we're just going to do that. See, and they're very small, but wait till you see. I'm going to go ahead and do all of the hooves, just those little feet right there. And wait till you see when we start cutting this out. Oh my goodness. I just think this technique is so cute. Now I'm going to go ahead and just color his little nose on every single one so we can get that. And let's see. Okay. Okay, I am going to do the little nose. And now I'm going to hold it up so you can see the blend. You see how it looks shading? Now remember, this is an alcohol marker, so as it dries, it lightens up even more. Now, you might say that's too much shading right there. So you can always go back and you can just use your blending tool on this and just go over it. Just go over it again until you get it how you want it. Now, we can't forget his little front paws, right? His little front hooves. So here we go. and we're just going to color. So, where are we watching from today? What states do we have up? We have 2. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to shade a little bit. And remember, you can just go over those lines. This time I'm going to come over just here a little bit. And I'm not going to focus on that side so much. And then I'm going to come back in with this light. And this time, I think, let's try this one. Yeah, just going to go back over it, remember. Now, this one's going to be a little bit darker. I used a slightly different color on this one. And I'm going to really just work that over so that it's not quite so dark, and it does lighten up. Just going to go over his little face. And don't let me forget to do that ribbon around his neck, right? We're just going to lighten up this little shading right there so that it's not quite so dark. Just to give us another little color, right? And, oh, wait till you see the other cards that I'm going to show you. They're so pretty. And you know this technique, what I like about it is that you don't have to have a lot of supplies. I mean, everybody has a pair of scissors, right? Everybody has some, you have a stamp you want to use, and you can use any flower, any little animals that you might have, and it all works out great. It's just we decided to use this because it's Easter and it's so cute. Now I'm going to come in, excuse me, I still have a little cough. I'm going to come in and color the lamb's little bow right there on his neck. And I'm going to do this one too. And you know, when I color, I like to turn the paper. It's easier for me. That way I can keep my hand in the normal position, right? And not have to bend it in a certain way, because I will surely mess up if I don't turn my paper. Okay. We are almost ready. Now I'm going to put a little bit of pink on his ear right here. And don't forget his little front feet. Okay, got that. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And let's see, did I forget anything here? No. Okay, I need to color his little ears. I need to lighten those up. One more to go, and then I'm going to show you how you can cut this. Now on this one, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the shading that we did over here, and I'm going to shade on this side just a little bit. Go over those marks that they already give you, right? Because they already know where it should be shaded. And I'm going to come in with the lightest of the blends that we have. And have you used these blends before? Don't you love them? I love these markers. I love them. So we're just going to go over in little bitty circles to lighten up that shading. And then I will show you. I'll come up close so you can see. And remember, you know, like I said, they are alcohol markers, right? So they do lighten up as time goes by. It takes a few minutes. And that's why it's so important to use memento, right? Because that way it doesn't bleed, that line created for the little lamb. Otherwise, if you use stays on, it might bleed. So we're just going to go over this. Go over some more, lighten that up a little bit. And then I'll be able to show you our next step that we have. And wait until you see the little chickies. They are so cute. So let's see. I need one more little thing. I need to put little pink on his ears, right? Little pink. And you can also go over with a black marker, like when you're through with all this, put a little dot right on his eyes with the Nouveau crystals. You can do that. So we're just going to go over, lighten that up a little bit. Okay, so here we go. You see, the shading really just goes away and it just looks so pretty. Okay, so here's our little guys. Now, I'm going to back out just a little bit. Hopefully not too much. There we go. Because the next step you have to do is you need to take a ruler. And what we want to do is we just want to line it up. So I am going to get this straight on this piece of paper. And we just want to line it up where we think we're going to cut. And we're going to take a pencil and we're just going to mark. Now I think I'm going to start right here. So we know we need to cut there. We're going to have to cut here. We're going to cut here. And then we're going to cut right there. So now you just have to have a steady hand. You use the strongest, the sharpest snips that you have, right? And you just go around the cute little lamb's body. So we're just going to cut that. And it makes such a creative border. Now, normally you have a cutout, you have a die, and you have to run it through your machine. But maybe you're doing this with your nieces and nephew, and maybe you want to just do one little cutout. Trying really hard not to, and keep it in the picture. And maybe your grandkids. Oh my goodness, you would love to do this with your grandkids. So we are just going to give us a little white space. I'm trying to stay in the frame. We're going to cut right there. And you know, I don't mind fussy cutting really. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really don't mind it. And so we're just going to try to get close. Let me know if I get out of the picture because I'm really focused on getting this cut out. Okay, and it really doesn't take that long. And depending on how many kids you have that you want to do this with, your older ones could help cut out for the little ones, right? So, oh, you're just going to love the flowers. We did flowers. We did like I showed you, that beautiful one for Easter. It was a religious one. It was so pretty. And we did a couple flowers. And now they do sell, of course, the die cuts. But what if you don't, you don't have them? It's always nice to know you can just do something with stamp, ink, and paper, right? You can use markers on this. You could use pencils, watercolor pencils. You can use anything you want. Now, I will tell you that sometimes I go around. See, we have it. Now we need to take our little pencil mark off there. So don't forget to do that. And you just erase it. It comes off just fine. Okay. Now, you can't really see it all that well, but look what's going to happen once we put that down. Oh, look at that. So let's go ahead and put the inside down. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to put on the front. Just using a little bit of Kalel glue. Love my glue. Because you can wiggle it around. And we like to do that, right? So here we have it. Now what we're going to do is we are going to stamp Happy Easter. And we got that from this stamp set. Such a beautiful stamp set. And I believe that's what we used. We used some other flowers to go along with this for our religious one, but we used that saying, so pretty, and we used that cross. So this is a beautiful Happy Easter. So we are going to use our memento. That's right. Okay, so we're going to use, just get that. And I think instead of using black, I'm going to use, let's see what this would look like. Lovely lipstick. But first, we have to stamp it first to make sure, right, that it would look pretty. Oh, I think that would match the nose. Yes. So we are just going to put this right about, let's see, here. I'm going to make make sure, right there. Try to get it straight, right? There we have it. And now this next little design I'm going to put on there is so darn cute. Oh my goodness. And it comes from a big thank you. This stamp set, this little image right here is so pretty. And I'm going to stamp it in Calypso Corral. So let me get that and let me show you what that looks like. Oh, can you see that? Isn't that pretty? I love that. We're just going to stamp it. Well, first I'm going to make sure I don't have any on there. I don't want to get extra anywhere, right? This stamp works so well. Okay, so there we have it. We're going to ink it up again. We're going to put it down here. Okay. Now, we're going to stamp a little something on the inside. And on the inside, we are going to stamp just with a black memento, grateful every day for you. So we're going to ink it up, and we will just put it right in the center. Grateful every day for you. Oh, and there we have it. So, what do you think about this little guy? Isn't it cute? And now something else you can do on this. If you don't like this white that is around your little animals or your flowers, you can always come in with some ink that matches and just go around and touch up the edges. I personally don't mind that, so I'm just going to leave mine. But this would be such a cute card to give grandkids, nieces, and nephews. Oh my goodness. And like I said, all these stamp sets that we used a big thank you for this one. And then we also used Welcome Easter for this one. And let me show you the other one that we made. Wait till you see this little chickie. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at those little chickies. And we went ahead and we just used the shading on the bottom, just like you saw me do with the lambs. But we used a darker one on this one. And then we just put a piece of paper in there. Happy Easter, sweet friend. I mean, the kids will love creating those, won't they? I know they will. Now, look at this. So, you have a flower that you want to use. And the flower, let's see if I say that one. The flower from here came from Forever Blossoms. So pretty. And we just stamped it down. And then we just put another stamp up there. And we cut it out. We just cut out a little bit so that we would have that creative cutout border. I think that one is also pretty. Everybody has flowers, right? Now look at this one. We used one of our stamp sets that's called Bloom and Grow. And we stamped it down here. And can you see we used the Wink of Stella on it? Just to sparkle it up. And then we just cut it out. Just another way to do the same thing, right? And we just used cardstock. And that way you have a landscape card. Yes, I'm saving one till the very end. Okay, here's another one that we did. Look at this one. And this one comes from Country Home. And all these supplies and materials will be listed. Just give us a day to get those up for you. But isn't that pretty? We just stamped it. We stamped the flower set on it. And then we colored it using the shading. Oh, I think those blends are so pretty on that flower arrangement. And then we just stamped the jugs, but we didn't put anything on them. And we just picked a coordinating color. Oh, I think that one turned out pretty. Now wait till you see this one. This is our final one, I believe. Well, no, before I show that one, I want to show this one again. Now this one is this stamp set, right? This is Easter Promise. And this was just stamped several times on the side. So we just stamped it 3 times. and then we cut it out. This, of course, is just a circle. Isn't that lovely? And you know, we all have time right now with the shelter in place. We can make cards, we can craft. And isn't that our therapy? Oh, it is. It is our therapy. We love to craft. We love to make cards for people. You know, and if you've already given cards to your family and friends, my gosh, you could send it to doctors, to EMTs. There's so many people that need a little pick-me-up, right? Now look at this one. Sending healing hugs. And all we used was the magnolia stamp and the little bud. We stamped it. We used our blends to color it. And we picked a coordinating color for the inside of the card. And then we just cut around it. We didn't even need dies. I really, really like this. But then I love to blend. Well, that was a quick, let me see, 23 minutes. I hope that we shared a little inspiration with you today and maybe took your mind off some things. Please help us grow our channel. And if you liked us, give us a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. And a share. Share with your crafting friends. Well, we hope you go out and have a great day, great Friday, wonderful weekend. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next week in our next video. Take care.